Marina Koenig, Kaylee Ortiz, and Milena Toth.
Opening statement on this one? Opening statement from you on this one?
Opening statement, one step closer. The kids named it the Revenge Tour we're on, so we have a business to finish that we started last year, and looking forward to taking advantage of a second chance.
Milena, did you realize you had a perfect game going into the 7th?
I mean, I kind of knew about it, but I tried not to think about it. It really didn't matter at the time as long as we won.
I mean, were you disappointed when that goal was able to get
No,
one
I
single
wasn't.
for us?
I knew my defense had my back.
Kaylee, you had the home run in today's game. You also had an RBI single. You've been doing this all season long, big hits. What gives you the drive to come up big for your team?
When I go up to the plate, I know that I need to get a hit for my team so we can stay in the game. So I just went up there with 2 strikes, and I just knew I need to put the bat on the ball.
Milena, I felt like you were in an absolute rhythm today. There was never a hitch. It felt like you got the ball, got on, threw the ball, got the ball, got on, threw the ball. How does it feel when you get into a rhythm like that and you're pitching as well?
Yeah, it feels great. Definitely helps out whenever that first inning, I just knew that the rest of the game was going to go good, so it really helps out.
What was it in that first inning that made you kind of feel that?
Mostly just I was hitting my spots real good, and they weren't really getting onto it. So.
Coach, a little different this year. Last year you won 2-1, but you waited until the bottom of the 7th to put runs on the board. What's it feel like to play from ahead in the States?
Well, there was a perfect game against us going into that last inning. So even when we were throwing a perfect game today and a shutout and still up a little bit, that was in the back of my mind too. But being up 3-0 on that side of a perfect game, the insurance runs, were made a little more at ease.
Marina, put into words real quick what it means to make a run playing the last game of the season, not just once, but 2 consecutive seasons in a row, the drive and the will of this team to get back here.
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, just to carry on the legacy of Canfield softball, to be able to come here and do that twice, and be able to do that for Milena, not only as a senior, but, I mean, carrying our team. So, yeah, it feels really good.
Mike, last year you guys obviously got to the state championship game. Now you guys are back there once again. I know that's been kind of a year-long goal for you guys after what you guys accomplished last year. But, now that you guys have accomplished that, what's that like? What's kind of the next step now for you guys to, get that next thing?
It's a luxury coming back after the experience last year. I don't think anybody expected us to get there last year, so anything we accomplished was a really high achievement. And in the end, I think we reflected and looked back and said, what could we have done that got that game? Because, we could have easily won that game, and what happened. But I think our whole team, and spearheaded by Milena as a leader throughout the offseason, you could throw the highest goals you want to say this is what we want to achieve. But you got to believe it. I mean, we tasted it last year. So coming in, I think we believed in we can get here, and now we're not done yet. We have to, finish what we started, and it comes down to tomorrow. And again, after what happened last year, we're pretty much in check and a little more focused going into tomorrow.
Milena, just from your own perspective, as a pitcher, how do you feel different this year, all season long, during this playoff run as well, compared to where you were as a pitcher last year?
Yeah, definitely for myself, I feel stronger. I feel like I'm hitting my spots much better, and we have a really good connection with what pitches are on and off that day. And I just know that our defense is doing great this year. They have my back, and we've been hitting really well.
Milena, that Cougars team was batting over 400 as a team coming into today. So what was the strategy to attack that lineup and find as much success as you were able to find?
Yeah, just pitch it, look where they're off on the plates and try to blow past them.
Everybody's batting 400 until they face Milena.
Milena, for you just mentioned that this year has gotten easier. How much of that has to do with your battery mate and getting a little more comfortable with her behind the plate for you?
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot. Me and Leah have a really good relationship, so I feel like last year we just started to get to know each other, but this year we're best friends, and we've been pitching to her for the past 2 years, so it really helps out.
Coach,
Talk about that sixth inning. You guys get 2 runs there. Obviously, it's a 1-0 game for those to tell you. They worked out. Kai and Tyson worked out every jam. It felt like you guys were knocking on the door. How big was it to get those 2 runs in the sixth inning? Because that was the key to the win.
Yeah, I mean, we were still feeling a little pressure, even though the 1 run, puts pressure on the other side. But we're still carrying that burden. Like, this game isn't over, especially after last year in our semi when we were down 1-0 all game. That's in the back of the mind too. And again, it was Kaylee Ortiz coming through. If that was inning, Marina, I don't know if that was inning you hit your triple or got on base, and we were sitting there trying to plug it away again. But with Kaylee Ortiz coming through with another 2-strike RBI,
With 2 outs.
it was and it looped over the center field head, and just took a lot of pressure off of us that last 2 innings.
Milena, you have had a number of spectacular outings in your career. Rank this one.
It's definitely in the top few. It's getting us to our goal. Our goal from the very beginning was to get to the state championship. So we're there. We just have to finish now.
Mike, you've seen them all. Same question to you.
What was the question?
Her performances, rank where this one stands. Out of everything you've seen her do.
What's that?
Rank out of her performances that she's had in her career, where does this
What
one
do you
rank?
rank it?
Where do I rank this? I'm gonna go with top. One hitter against a ball club of this facet, and in a state semi game. Yeah, I could be on the 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna lean on one right now.
Coach Kernan, this is a team that's worked so hard to get back to this level. Put it into words the work effort, the work ethic of this team to get back to the state championship game and have that chance to complete the revenge tour.
They busted their tails all off season. They busted their tails all year, and I mean, you almost saw them preparing and working hard, focused to get back here and make it happen. And that's a piece of the factor of the success. They put the time in. They believed it. Worked their tails off, and I'm happy to see us get put in that position.
Mike, after Kaylee got the home run that gave you guys the lead there in the second inning, I mean, you guys were able to get a runner in the scoring position for 3 straight innings, and I think you finished with 8 runners left on base. I mean, was there any concern? It's like, we need to kind of build on this lead, because I know that's something that you've kind of talked about, how you guys will get a lead and maybe sit on it instead of just kind of putting the game away.
Yeah.
Is that something that ever concerned you at all?
Again, that was in the back of my mind. I knew once we, saw their pitcher a couple times, somebody was going to come through with a hit. We just couldn't put them, with runners in scoring position for a few chances there. And at some point, I mean, we broke it through and we got that hit. So I was thinking it was going to happen, and it executed, and with couple nice hits there. Just staying steady. Kenton didn't get here, and they don't have 28 wins and beat the teams they beat in the regional without, being solid all around the board.
Elena, talk about the mentality you had stepping up there. I mean, at the beginning of the game, the first initial flyout, and then after that, you had 8 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, I've been here last year, so I knew the environment would be loud. So I was just prepared for that, and after that first inning, I was just locked in. I was focused.
Somebody else wants to talk to coach.
With
Very good.
Yep.
All right, guys, thank you so much.